I want you to imagine for a second the most iconic shapes and designs in the auto industry. Now, I'm sure the Volkswagen Beetle comes to top of mind, maybe the silhouette and grille of the Jeep, and probably the Porsche 911. And another vehicle is this, the Mini. Now, all of these vehicles have a place in history. The Beetle, for example, was the German people's car, and it could be argued that the Mini was the car for the masses in Great Britain. And just like the Beetle, the Mini has been embraced worldwide. Now, the car you see here is the latest Mini with the optional John Cooper Works trim and corresponding horsepower. John Cooper was the man who tuned the original Mini to have more power for racing. That's why it's called the Mini Cooper. This is the most powerful version. This car starts at around $33,000 compared to just $21,000 for the base model. You get more power, standard 17-inch wheels, an aero kit, rear spoiler, LED headlamps, and a sport suspension, and some other touches around the car to let everybody know that you've got something special. Now, I've been a huge fan of what BMW has done with Mini ever since they took it over. But with this latest generation, something just isn't right. Now, the previous BMW version still had the iconic proportions. Who's kidding who? These really aren't Mini in size anymore, but at least they look proportional. Now, the hood and the nose looks far too long for the body. The lights in the front and the back are oversized and they just don't seem to jive. It still looks like a Mini, but to me, it isn't as cohesive a design. Now, with the previous generation of the Mini, I joked that it looked like somebody threw up buttons and switches all over the dashboard. And you have to hand it to Mini and BMW. They have cleaned things up with this latest generation. Yes, it's still quirky, it's still funky, it still has the toggle switches there, but it looks more modern. You'll notice there's a screen in the center of the dash where the Speedo used to be decades ago, and it's controlled with a dial that's almost exactly the same as BMW's iDrive. Now, this Mini is built on a shared platform with BMW. It's grown in size because of crash safety standards and also to integrate into the other side of the business. And it's bigger in every single way. It's also heavier by about 50 kilos. Now, the engine under the hood of this John Cooper Works is actually the same engine used in the BMW X1 that we recently drove. It's a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with 228 horsepower, same as the X1. Now, the engine in that X1 was a gem, and it's a real gem in this car because it is smaller and a little bit lighter. Now, a run to 100 kilometers an hour in this John Cooper Works takes 6.1 seconds, and it's only marginally faster than the X1 in that vehicle, 6.5 seconds. The power only goes to the front wheels, which is a major differentiating factor between Mini and BMW. Of course, with BMW and their X1, you can get it with all-wheel drive. So the power goes through a 6-speed manual or automatic. Now, fuel economy is rated at 9.4 liters per 100 kilometers in the city and 7.5 on the highway. Even though this car is built by BMW, it doesn't have any of the advanced safety features like pre-collision warning with autonomous braking. Now, what do you want me to say about the way this vehicle drives? It's like a go-kart. It does everything well. You point it, it goes there. But you know what? Because it's bigger, you're going to notice one thing right away. It's a bit more compliant and more relaxed to drive for those long commutes. So that's probably a positive for some people. For other people, you might miss the dartiness of the previous car. There's sports settings here. You can, upgrade the shift pattern of the transmission. Same thing, you can go the other way and make it a little bit more relaxed. So it has all of that new technology. The one thing I'm finding is this windshield seems so far away from the driving position. It definitely feels like a much bigger car. So not to worry, Mini fans, the Mini is still built in England, but with every passing generation becomes more BMW. Shared BMW platform, BMW engine, in-car BMW electronics, and that's all good stuff. So you can look at this John Cooper Works as an expensive Mini or a cheaper BMW.
Looking for a small car? All the reviews are available on our website at drivingtelevision.com.